Greetings everyone, this is Fleet Admiral Alt Lexington of the American Command Fleet. I'm back with part 2 of my video about the Temporal Battlecruiser, the Paladin class. And it is proven to be a very good ship. I've completed its mastery now. As you can see. All it took to complete its mastery was a Borg red alert, followed by a Folian red alert, followed by a solo Starbase 24, followed by another Borg red alert. That was it, just 4 battles. And if you add the ISA that I did when I unboxed this video, that's 5. 5 battles and the mastery was done. About half an hour, easy. Well, I did make a change on the ship. With my duty officer stations, I put on rapid decay because if you remember in my previous video with this ship, I forgot to train one of my officers in a different ability to the default ability that comes with temporal specialization. But now I have trained him, and I had to juggle some of the abilities around a bit to get rapid decay on here. It was the best one. You can't get recursive shearing unless you sacrifice an engineering ability, which I didn't want to do. So rapid decay was the best one I could get for this character. I had to shuffle my abilities around a bit. Like this was Chemocyte 2, it's now Beta. This was Tactical Team, it's now Chemocyte 1. This was that temporal ability, it's now Tactical Team. And this was Beta, it's now Rapid Decay. So that's the changes I made. I just switched Chemocyte 2 for Chemocyte 1 and Attack Pattern Beta for Rapid Decay. The only way to get Rapid Decay was to sacrifice Chemocyte 2 in favour of Chemocyte 1. At least I've got an temporal specialization on here now. That's the only change I made to the ship, other than completing its mastery, of course. So I'm now going to put on the ship's trait. There it is, retaliation. Damage and critical hit chance buff after critical hit. While this trait is slotted and you suffer a critical hit, you will gain a boost to your damage and critical hit chance. This buff stacks up to 3 times. When critically hit, stacks up to 3 times, plus 10% all damage for 15 seconds, plus 1% critical chance for 15 seconds. This would work well for attack captain who uses go down fighting, I reckon. But since I'm not attack captain, that's beside the point. Now, which of my starship traits shall I remove to give this one a try? No way, I'm never taking that off. That's on every ship. Maybe this one. Plus 2% all damage per second spent at full impulse, up to 20%, up to plus 20% max. I'm not taking off supremacy. Numerical superiority, plus 10 to 50% all damage based on number of allies targeting your target. Maybe. Peak efficiency, minus 7.5 retake time to all bridge officer abilities. Every 5 seconds, hull strength is at or above 80%. That might be the one to replace temporarily, because the recharge of bridge officers is usually about 30 seconds. Like emergency power to weapons, the important ones, usually about 30 seconds, so 7.5% of 30 seconds doesn't work out as much. So that's the one I'm going to replace temporarily. So that came from the Herald Bomb, and now I'm putting on this ship's own trait. So my bridge officer abilities won't cool down as quick, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make temporarily to try out this trait. I forgot to tell you my skills are temporal operative and strategist. I forgot to say that in the last video, and they're maxed out. Now with the mastery, I got that 15% critical severity. And I got the resists. As you can see, the resists have doubled, and the critical severity has gone from around 13 to now around 28. And my hull has gone up. Now before we do the ISA, I want to put on some more energy amplifiers, because I used more than 20 of them during the mastery. No, in fact I think I used exactly 20. So let's see if I've got another stack of 20 I can put on. Yep, there we go. Now let's make sure it's saved, since I did put on a new trait. Although traits aren't part of your loadout. But I don't trust these loadouts, they keep forgetting things. So there's only two real changes I made to my ship. One is putting on a better temporal ability at the cost of a chemosite tier, and putting on the trait. Otherwise the ship's the same. Make sure the trait is still there. What's this trait doing? It doesn't actually have anything added to the list when you slot the trait on. So we're ready. We're ready to see what difference a fully mastered ISA is to an unmastered one, with this more or less the same gear. So let's ready the combat log. Going to team chat, and that was left from my Starbase 24. Now go back to here, queue for ISA, and let's hope we get put into a decent match. Actually, I'm leaving that queue for now. I'm going to go onto the bridge and start the match from there. Always better to start from a ground match, from a ground position. That way your animation as you go into, your animations that take you into ISA will be shorter, and you'll arrive earlier. sure the loadout's still on now that I'm on the ground map. Yep. So here we go. We're queued for ISA. It's rather quiet on board this ship. No hum of power or electricity. There's a catwalk up there. Oh, and a big view into space. I never saw that before. I wonder, can you get up onto that catwalk? I suppose you'd have to run up these columns and jump. Engage. Start the combat log and wait to beam into, to warp into ISA. Infected the Conduit Advanced, ISA. Infected Space Advanced. DPS damage per second. What the hell? That's a big ship. That Romulan ship is a huge ship. And it looks like it's got some firepower too. Yeah, I'm feeling my bridge officer's not cooling down properly since I took off that trait. Maybe it's time to cloak. And why did I press feedback pulse while I'm cloaked? I'm an idiot, that's why. I was hoping that console would cool down again just at the right time so I can plonk it in the middle here. Oh, we overlooked a sphere. So, is my platform firing away? Yes, it is. There's my platform, and it's firing away. I think the cube has moved out of its range. I don't think I'm going to get as much DPS this time because the match feels a little different. Could be because I switched the traits. End the combat log. give the team a good game because I enjoyed it. Although they're already gone. And let's go back to the solar system and browse for the log. I managed to deploy that phaser platform from the ship's console twice. So, browsy time. Browse for the log. See if a new one's created. I always browse in case a new one's been created, which it didn't. I went up by 4K, but I had a stronger team in this one. But even with a stronger team, I still went up by 4K, even though they got more themselves as well. And the run was quicker. So I got an added 4K from Mastery. I don't think Mastery does add K to your ship, even with the crit severity. It just makes your ship a bit stronger, I think. But maybe it does. So that was the previous match with the unmastered. And this is the just now match, fully mastered with the trait and the proper temporal ability. Temporal tool. Let's have a look at the chart. Spiked high, much less nasty spikes, and the power climbed okay and leveled out properly, but the nasty spikes were much less. And this person seems to have matched the same kind of power usage that I had. Their peaks and valleys are very similar to mine. Let's have a look at the analysis. I had a crit rate of 40% this time. That was much more. Oh no, that's somebody else. I'm looking at the wrong one. That's me. Yeah, my crit rate was the same, but my hit rate was 100% this time. It wasn't before. It was close, but not 100%. This time it is. My crit rate remains about the same. Less kills, but I had a better team. A stronger team. 19k on the phasers, 26 with Fire at Will 3, Pets 7k in Tropic Rider, 6k, Quantum Phase nearly 3k, nearly 4 with Fire at Will 3, Molecular Deconstruction 2800, that's not so bad. Directed Energy Modulation over 2000, Counteroffensive Plasma. Chemosite not so great, but I didn't really miss it. I downscaled from Chemosite 2 to Chemosite 1 so I could fit on Rapid Decay. And I didn't really miss the Chemosite by the looks of things, even though it's done less damage. Rapid Decay didn't make up for it entirely though. However, the added crit severity from the Mastery probably did. And the extra strength of the team made the run go faster, so that probably helped as well. Subspace Vortex, Refracting Tetryon, Feedback Pulse and Gravity Well. Gravity Well obviously from a pet, because I noticed when I did Starbase 24, one of my pets had a Gravity Well that was freaking awesome for some reason. It was a Delta reinforcement. Outgoing damage 48 on the phasers, 12 to the shields, physical damage 10, kinetic 1.5, plasma, radiation and Tetrion. So I think I am a little bit up from the mastery. That 4K wasn't just because the team was slightly stronger and the run was slightly faster, it was also from the mastery. I got a little bit of a boost from the mastery. I actually got the kill shot on the tac cube and on a transformer. That's 2 of the 8 big targets. And on the Guardian cube at the beginning. So that's 3 of the 8 big targets. So I'm happy with that. I can work with that. It's not the best, but you can't expect the best from Crit H phasers with a ship console on board. But I can work with it. It's not so bad. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm not ready to end this video here. I'm going to do a crystal. I'll probably regret it and blow up because I often do in crystal, but since I didn't blow up, since I haven't blown up once since I got this ship, even all through the mastery, I figure I'll try a crystal. I mean, if anywhere I'd blow up, it would have been Starbase 24 and I didn't, so why not tempt fate and try a crystal? Let's just put some energy amplifiers back on. I like a stack of 20 at all times when I enter a match. Where'd the other ones go? There they are. And look at that, what it did to the loadout. Put them in the wrong place. Just checking everything's in the right place. Might as well collect no reward from that ISA just now. Damage and crit H. Save the loadout again. I'm always saving loadouts because I'm so afraid that I'd lose it and forget what goes where. But I'm taking this straightforward Federation build, straightforward as in it uses phasers and it's got its own console on board and its own trait. And I'm going to be taking it into Crystal, see what kind of DPS it does there. So that's all that sorted out. Beam onto the ship's bridge, although I don't know whether it makes any difference when doing a crystal run. Crystalline Catastrophe Advanced, or is it Crystalline Catastrophe Advanced? I don't know. Make sure the loadout's still on board, which it is, and we're all set. Ready the combat logger. Go to team chat, and then hunt. Whoops, oh, that's the wrong one. It's that window. And hunt for Crystal Advanced. Hang on a minute. Wait for the next one, just in case I go into a halfway full one. One that's half started. I don't want to do that. I always check that number. If there's 3 people and you get caught in, while there's 3 people there playing it, we might be called in as a reinforcement to a failed match. They shouldn't allow that. There should be an option on your HUD to determine whether you want to be called in as reinforcements or not. That way you can avoid failed matches. Now I'm safe to join. And when the game starting begins to pop, we'll hit combat log. Get ready, Snowflake, I'm going to pee all over you. Write my name in the crystalline entity. Write it in electrifying energy. Phasers aren't good for the crystalline entity because it has no subsystems to shut down. And that's what phasers do, they have a chance of shutting down a subsystem. Start the log. Crystalline entity, I don't think it has shields either. So the quantum phase isn't good there. I hate the way you have to hit that twice. Am I even firing? Bit of lag there. In Crystal you learn to fire off everything you've got early on in the match. Just in case there's a torque boat in here that destroys it in 10 seconds flat. Like that. And I like to mop up before I end the log. Make sure the match is fully complete. And no Titan's Rift, good. So we stop there and we end the log. Collect our candy. And I thought I had a Fleet Marks bonus gem. No one. Oh, there's a piece of candy down there that nobody seems to want. Oh, piece of candy. Oh, piece of candy. Oh, piece of candy, to quote James Woods in Family Guy. Well, that was a game, but nobody waited or wanted a GG. So let's leave the match and see what DPS I got in Crystal. I was surprised I actually survived. I didn't do that well though because somebody destroyed it before even the second pulse got off. Before even the Crystal could put out his second pulse. Right around the first pulse time they destroyed it. Kudos to them. $60k. Nice. That's not bad. That's not bad for the ships. What is it? What battle was that? That was ISA was the first battle in the first video. Then I did my mastery, which was a Borg red alert, a Folian red alert, a Starbase 24, and a second Borg red alert. And then we just did an ISA in this video. So Crystal was its 7th battle out of the box. And it got 60k. And it didn't feel hardly squishy. Didn't feel squishy at all. It didn't feel like a tank, but it didn't feel squishy. So I'm fairly pleased now that I've completed the mastery with this. If I do any more videos with this in the future, it'll probably be with my coalition disruptor build. But for a standard phaser build, as they say, a keeping in tradition phaser build, this ship does pretty well. It would make any Starfleet captain proud. In fact, I'm going to be playing with this for quite some time for a while because I kind of enjoy it. I don't feel overly pressured with pressing buttons and getting out of trouble or anything like that. I just feel like I can trigger abilities when I want to, leisurely while in battle, and keep my head about me and not get caught up in the moment. Like some battles get so hairy that you get really caught up in the moment and you end up making mistakes, and this ship allows you the time to think before you act. But no matter how much thinking time any ship will give you, I still can't control my thumb hitting that space bar. Anyway, thanks for watching part 2 of the Temporal Battlecruiser Paladin class mess about with from Meriki Command. This is Fleet Admiral Alt Lexington. 74k ISA, 60k CCA. Bye.